I am proposing something called Qtime learning. You may wonder, what is Qtime learning? So, Qtime learning has got some basis. It says anyone who stops learning becomes old, whether at 20 or 80. So, our Qtime learning basis is a continuous learning. So, anyone who keeps learning will stay young forever. That is the premise of Qtime learning. And the greatest thing in life is to keep your mind young. Okay? And the object of education is to prepare the young to educate themselves throughout life. So, Qtime learning takes every other learning into account and says the object of education is to prepare the young to educate themselves throughout life. So, you never stop learning. And the real object of education is to have the man in a condition of continuously asking questions. People are afraid to ask questions. Oh, if I ask questions, I may consider it, oh, stupid, I mean not knowing. Till you know, you ask questions. That is very important. So, the Qtime learning premise says ask questions. So, don't be afraid. That is on the premise of Qtime learning. And also Qtime learning is going away from all old type of learning. You know, the old type of learning is enter and exit. You enter as a kindergarten, whatever it is, you middle school, high school, you go to college or technical college or some other college. So, you go through all that and then you come out with a diploma or some other degrees in your hand and you say, I am done with my education, I am done with my learning. Qtime learning says no, that is not the case. Okay? It is totally a different kind of learning. And also this learning method you are following is 20th century, you know, it is for the masses. But we are in 21st century. What does it mean? We mean the 21st century we have tools like this. I can sit here in a room, in a studio in Bangalore and tell you all across Karnataka, wherever you are sitting, you can listen to what I tell you and you can understand whatever I tell you and you will be able to ask questions about that, get answers. So, it was not possible before in 20th century. We are in 21st century. You know, the model of sitting in a room and teacher coming in, you know, bell rings and you huddle into the room and teacher starts writing on the board like this or whatever. Those days are of olden era. Now we can get into new era. So, Qtime learning based everything on that. And learning aspects are continuous and cyclical. So, Qtime learning bases everything on that. Remember that it is continuous and cyclical. It is, you cannot just say, oh, I am done with it. No, whenever you are done with it, a new cycle starts. And also I tell you, there is no starting point. If you are a technician in electrical field, you can be in mechanical too. Don't be afraid, okay, oh, I am electrical, I can't do anything about that. People have done wonderful things. For me, I was in IT for almost 25 years and I came into training people, educating, giving lectures, okay, for the past 5 years. So, it is possible. And whenever you are thinking of Qtime learning, think bound and unbound. What is bound? See, bound, whatever bounded, you are bounded by certain information that you have, certain knowledge you have, certain vision you have, certain goodness you have, certain reasoning powers you have. Okay, you can reason out whether something is good or bad. So, you are going to be living and acting within that bounded knowledge. So, if you know, okay, that you are able to do this task, you base it on the knowledge you have acquired from your studies. So, you have gone to labs, you know how to do that, you know exactly if you have how to connect black to blue wires and everything, how to make the circuit work. That is the knowledge. You live and act in that. So, you have vision. oh, I should become a very good electrician or a mechanic, engineering, whatever field you choose. So you have a vision. So you live and act within that, and your reasoning powers that you have. Okay, but something is right, something is wrong. If I do it this way, it may work, it may not work. All those reasoning questions depend on the knowledge you have. So those knowledge comes handy. But what is beyond all that? See, beyond reasoning powers, there is a blind faith. People just follow without thinking. This need to be done. Oh, I have been told I need to do this. No, you question that. The Qtime learning tells you to question that. And the knowledge, what is beyond knowledge? Ignorance. That is, so try to work your knowledge to see that ignorance can be removed. Got me? So what is beyond goodness? Oh, evil is unbound. But will you be able to change everything? No. But you will be able to expand your bounded goodness to include, so that you can make a difference. And you have a vision, a bounded vision. This is what it is. But what is beyond that? Life. Go and enjoy it. You don't have to be slogging through entire your career working 24 hours. No. But you have a life after that. It's unbound. You have to enjoy that. So you have to bound within the bounded knowledge or reasoning powers or vision or whatever goodness you have to live and act within that. Beyond that, you have all this. So what is the Qtime learning? Another thinking is all this bounded knowledge keeps on expanding, keeps on shrinking. Today I may learn something about a new concept of doing assembling some instruments together, okay, and they make a model out of it. Tomorrow, whatever the tools I used to make it today, okay, that can change, and you have a new way of doing it. So the old knowledge is gone. So this thinking, think always in terms of expanding and shrinking. Some knowledge expands, some knowledge shrinks. Don't be afraid. That is the Qtime basis. And the most important thing about Qtime learning is learn in different dimensions. Right? Learn in different dimensions. See, all the things I have said so far is to take you to this level of learning. You may not know that what these dimensions are. Don't worry, I will take you through the entire process of understanding what these dimensions are. I will make it simple for you. I will make it simple because it is a new way of learning, and it's learning in Q dimension. This new way of learning is always like a bit scary. Oh, why do I have to go through this? I just simply read the book, memorize everything and do it. Or I will go through a teacher and ask something. Why should I go through this? There's a reason for it. Because Qtime learning incorporates 4 important things. Those learning dimensions I talk about are trust dimension. Very important. Trust. In Kannada it says Nambike, Vishwasa. That dimension is important. Within that there are a lot to learn. So if you are not able to understand how this learning happens in trust dimension, all other learnings may become very unstable. And there is innovation dimension. The learning happens there too. So innovation dimension is, we talk about innovation very loosely. Oh yeah, innovation happens every day. Oh well, is it happening because of you? Think about that. So no, only I know this much. No, don't stop there. You also can be capable of innovating a lot of things. And just because you are not, I don't have access to some computer, laptop, don't mean that you cannot stop innovation. There are people innovating. There are teachers. They have used only 2 pieces, matchsticks and cycle tubes. In the matchstick and cycle tube, they have created molecules of any carbon dioxide molecules, hydrogen molecules, oxygen molecules. They have created all that, and then in the lab and shown that just two things, two items, matchsticks and cycle tube. And there is a lot of talks about that. So that is innovation. You don't need to really have to have a technology of different kind to really do this. And there is that learning has to happen there, and there is a method dimension. So the method dimension is what? How do you go about doing things, right? So you have to understand what is the best way to do things. So what are the you can get to from point A to point B on a cycle, or on a motorbike, on a car, on auto rickshaw, public transport. But those different methods that you use to reach there depend on the need, depend on what you can afford. So the method dimension is also important, and what you learn there is also important. Then the last dimension I am talking about is effort dimension, right? Everybody puts effort to an extent, but is it necessary to put lot of effort when you don't have to? So how do you put least amount of effort and get most things possible, achieve most things possible? That is effort dimension. But these trust, innovation, method and effort, they are the learning dimensions of Qtime. So if you look at Qtime, TIME, T is for trust, I for innovation, M for methods, and E for efforts. Simple, right? And Q is the quadrants. So each time quadrants are going to be expanded in further ahead of time. So those quadrants are going to be explained through a simple game called Scrabble game. I don't know how many of you know this game, but some people still know. For those who don't know about this Scrabble game, let me give introduction about that. This Scrabble game is played by 4 players. So each player will get a letter from the alphabet, English alphabet, okay, and they have a board in front of them, and it has got squares, and they have to put whatever the tiles they get with the letters on that, they have to place on the board. They can whichever way. What do they make? What do they make or create on the board? Words. Okay, and each word will get a point. Okay, when you make a longer word, you get more points. If you get a lesser a short words, you get less points. And also if you use some letters like Y and Z, which is very hard to use in the words, you get more points. So idea is to create words out of the tiles you have. So look at this Scrabble game. Okay, there you got, if you look at north, south and east and west, okay, north is, assume that you have one set of tiles. You don't know what the person has got. And the east has got one set of tiles, south another set of tiles, and west another set of tiles. So everybody start making words of the tiles here. So what is the connection with the Qtime learning? The Qtime learning connection is all these 4 are 4 dimensions. So the north is the trust dimension, east is your innovation dimension, south is your method dimension, and the west is your effort dimension, and each of them they have got something there. So each of them will play the boards, and what you are looking at the board is what you can achieve. How much of that you can achieve is based on what you have. So more tougher the education, higher the education you get, higher the achievements you can have. So what you see on the board is your achievements. So these are the, look at the tiles here. Look at the Z has got 10. Why is it 10? It is hard to really make a lot of words out of that. But if you are able to do it, you get higher points, you achieve higher levels. Like W, X, Y, Z, X is another one. But look at A, B, C, D. Look at A, it's only 1 point. Why so? So A anything 1 point will tell you that you are at the basic level of education. Higher you go, higher you are able to achieve, harder it becomes to achieve, but you should be able to do that. So that is this achievement is what is necessary, okay, in as a part of the education. So look at that. So people have created a lot of words here, and all tiles are come from all 4 dimensions: north, south, east and west. Trust, innovation, methods and efforts, all of them come together. When they come together, what you achieve you can see on the board. This is a little introduction to your Qtime learning on dimensions.